Hello, everybody! Welcome to Tuesday's stream. How are you guys doing today? I am doing okay. Definitely better than yesterday. But no, we're doing good. I'm doing good. Today was a day. Work was fine. Everything since work has been fine. It's actually really nice because the weather has been overcast and rainy all day, which I prefer to begin with. Absolutely love rainy weather. But, you know, you guys heard me talk about, like, all the problems that we had with the heat over the weekend and just kind of in general, like, you know, over the summer. So, yeah, it was nice to get some rain in. It was nice for things to start cooling down a little bit. So yeah, today's been nice so far. Can't really complain about too much. What about you guys, though? How are you doing? Yeah, we got a couple things to talk about today. Before we get into some content that I will be asking you guys what your preference is as far as basically it's between two different games, both of which I am equally okay playing. I just want to see what if chat has any sort of preference, but we'll get to that once we get a couple more people in here. I don't really know what to do at the beginning of stream. I don't know if anyone's noticed that, but I kind of fumble those first couple minutes. Mana's pissing me off. Mana's pissing me off, and I'll tell you exactly why. Still, there are multiple chess pieces hidden around this room that I have not located. I've found. Well, let's count. Let's count, shall we? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 14. I have found 14 pieces so far. I do not remember how many pieces there are total in a chess set. How many pieces are there in a chess set? Suppose I could just look. Let's just look. Let's not be lazy about it. Wow, this is so much lighter with all the pieces gone. 32. 32. There are 32 pieces in a chess set, and I have found 14. You know what? I'm gonna give us a little tracker. I'm gonna give us a little help. I can buy with a little help from my friends. Oh, I can buy with a little help from my friends. Uh, Bear it back. I'm gonna add it to the stream waiting stream. No, I'm not. Fuck it. Because I'm gonna forget as we go. I'll basically say all of the what I would consider obvious ones have been discovered. I'm kind of again, I know my camera isn't the best quality, but I'm kind of relying on you guys too. If you, again, everything that I can think of that's in like the camera view, I think I've found. So there we go. Like there's still over half of them that I haven't found, and like honestly, good on them. I just found another one just before I started streaming. They put one right behind my Scarlet. I don't know. Okay. So there's still, what, like 16, 17, 18? I think it's 18 pieces left, right? 32 minus 14? Yep, 18 pieces left. Shit. Okay, I should have done this before stream, but I didn't have time, and this is now happening, and no one is here yet, so... I will be right back. Actually, I am going to go ahead and put it on the stream waiting, just because I don't think anyone saw it, and I want someone to. Hello. Alright, so just gonna go ahead and jump into what I was gonna talk about today. Did my notification go out? Because I'm actually not... I mean, if today is just... If this is just how today is, then you know, that's fine. But I usually have at least someone in here. But I feel like if I put a message in the Discord, it's gonna look shitty of like, hey, did you see the announcement that I'm live? Like, I never want to guilt people into feeling like they need to be here. Which is the exact conversation that I had yesterday about the fact that I was doing that and I wasn't realizing it. All right. Okay, I mean, I know I did it on Discord, and I know I did it on Facebook, and I know it went out here, I know it worked on Twitter. Okay. I'll just talk to myself for a little bit then. Okay. Here's what I wanted to talk about. Here's why the stream image for the day was that, like, funny vision screenshot. And here's what's up with the title of the stream, okay? So, I've been doing a rewatch of the MCU in the last few days. Not necessarily in any particular order. I didn't start from the very beginning or anything like that. Basically what I did was, like, I was just looking for something to watch the other day. So I went to Disney Plus, you know, went to the Marvel thing, and they have a section there with all of the MCU films that are on Disney Plus, so basically everything besides the Spider-Man films, in MCU chronological order. And then I just picked one and kind of started there, you know, skipped around a little bit here or there, but like I started with like the Winter Soldier, because it had been a while since I watched that. And like I said, I was kind of going, you know, like all over the place, but I kind of started there and went in order. I watched Winter Soldier, rewatched Age of Ultron. I watched Ant-Man and the Wasp for, I think, the first time since, I think that's only my second time ever seeing it. I still really, really liked it. Dubs, hello! Welcome into stream, buddy. I was starting to get worried no one was going to show up today. No, you jumped in just at the right time. I don't know how big into the Marvel Cinematic Universe you are. Gotcha. Well, I'm glad you could be here. I'm glad you're still functioning enough to hop in on stream. I always appreciate it. No, you're good, buddy. No worries at all. Yeah, like I said, like I'm kind of going over the reason why stream is titled the way it is. Since you didn't see it, here was the stream waiting screen for today. I was pooping. Yeah, so it's I gotta talk a little bit about the MCU. Boy, I hope you guys cannot hear that squeak every time it happens. Okay, whatever. So I started rewatching some of the MCU movies, just because I like them. And today, I went back and rewatched the first Avengers movie. Because it's, you know, a great movie anyways. You know, always good for a rewatch. And you know, I wanted to it's been a little bit since I rewatched it. So I wanted to watch it again with the knowledge and in the light of all of the MCU stuff that we now know. You know, now here at the end of Phase 4. I have some nitpicks. I have some questions. Now, here's the thing. There are some things in the movie I take with a grain of salt because I understand not every meticulous detail that we now have or understand was known by the point that they made that movie. Okay? I do understand that. However, there are some, in my opinion, plot holes that have now come up based on what we know that don't really make sense to me, and as far as I know, were never explained. And I think we can pretty confidently say have never been explained and probably won't ever be explained, seeing as we're out of the Infinity Saga now. We're well into the Multiverse Saga, and you know, so like anything from that time, I feel like has already been explained, or if it hasn't by this point, just isn't going to be. So my questioning about stuff happened pretty much as soon as the movie started, because it's about the opening of the movie. So, if it's been a minute as well since you've seen the movie, I'll give a little refresher. If you've never seen the movie, I'll give an explanation. So the movie opens at this, you know, S.H.I.E.L.D. compound where Nick Fury arrives because he's been called there because Eric Selvig, the physicist, the scientist from, like, basically the Thor movies, has been helping S.H.I.E.L.D. Do experiments with the Tesseract, which we now know is basically just the housing unit for the Space Stone, the Infinity Stone of space that's held within it, right? So they're doing experiments on it, and Fury's been called in because they keep getting these spikes in energy, even though they aren't the ones doing it. They're basically saying it's doing it on its own, it's misbehaving, as they put it. We get another energy surge, and then the Tesseract essentially activates, opens a portal, a hole in space, and then when it closes again, it basically transports Loki to that location. Where Loki is, with the scepter given to him by Thanos, that we also now know houses the Mind Stone. one of the things said during that scene, I think by Hawkeye, was, he mentioned something about the other side, and Nick's like, what do you mean the other side? And Hawkeye's like, well, that thing's like a doorway in space, right? Well, doors work both ways. Essentially insinuating that someone on the other side of the doorway was now knocking and forcing their way in, and that's how Loki gets there. He's teleported there through the power of the Tesseract. Now, let's also take a step back and remember and kind of plot out what Loki / Thanos' plan here was, right? The plan was for Loki to get to Earth, take the Tesseract, use the Scepter's powers to mind control whoever he needed to help him with his cause, which was to use the Tesseract to open a big enough and stable enough portal for the entire Chitauri army to invade Earth and take it over. That's the grand plan, right? Well, that's Loki's plan. So we got to think of the reason that that Loki sent there in the first place. Because if it is just to take over Earth, because we know, again, in hindsight, like, we know that at this point, on the whole, what Thanos has been doing is going to different planets, taking them over with his army and forces, and killing half the population. But by this point, is also actively searching for the Infinity Stones. That's why he sent Loki to go retrieve them. That's why he sent Ronan in the first Guardians of the Galaxy movie. That's what Ronan was doing. So, given that we know that that's what they're doing, that's Thanos' entire thing, right? Is doing literally whatever it takes to get his hands on the Infinity Stones. Why would he give one of them up? Because again, we know that the Mind Stone is within the Scepter, and that's what gives it its powers. That's how, like, it can control people's minds with a touch, because that's what it does. There's no way. I would find it exceptionally hard to believe Thanos didn't know that the Mind Stone was in there. There are 2 stones on Earth. There's 3. Because remember in Endgame, when they do the time heist, that's why they go back to the Battle of New York in 2014, or 2012, whichever year it was because they said, wait, if we time this right, there's 3 stones in New York at the same time. Because you have the Space Stone in the Tesseract, you have the Mind Stone in the Scepter, and you have the Time Stone with inside the Eye of Agamotto, at the time being held by the Ancient One in the Sanctum. Take Earth over, kill Loki, and you have 3. Maybe. So it's just it just astounds me that Thanos would be that he would be trusting enough of an individual like Loki to give him one of his, like, sought-after Infinity Stones. Again, I guess not impossible. I just find it hard to believe. And so obviously the other thing that we have to keep in mind is that Thanos didn't know on the timeline, when is Guardians 1? Guardians 1 is I think it's after the first Avengers movie. I actually think Guardians Volume 1 is what kickstarted Phase 2. Let me look real quick. Because I'll make sure, but I'm pretty sure that that's the case. Hold on, I gotta get to Disney Plus, and now I gotta sign in because I never watch it on my PC. On the timeline. I forgot I had to change the password recently, but I remember where I wrote it down. So that's great. Okay. Who's watching? Me! I am! Man, it's so cool that Logan and the 2 Deadpool movies are on Disney Plus now. Alright, Marvel Cinematic Universe in timeline order. Okay, so there's Avengers. And the next... Okay, so I was incorrect. So basically, okay. So the timeline goes Avengers, then Thor the Dark World, Iron Man 3, Winter Soldier, and then Guardians of the Galaxy, both 1 and 2, and then Age of Ultron, which I believe Age of Ultron, the after credit scene for that one is where, like the end credit scene is Thanos saying, "Fine, I'll do it myself," and taking the gauntlet. Technically, it could be during Avengers, so he expects to have power, time, and space when he conflicts Loki, but when it's not fitting the timeline, I guess I'm wrong. Yeah, like, if it had been simultaneous, I could see that as well, but, like... So we also gotta remember... I forget that because of the time stuff in Endgame, we get a little peek into what Thanos was doing around this time. And maybe there are some lines in there that, you know, give a little more clarity to what I'm talking about, but... Regardless of all of that, though, here's one of my big nitpicks that, like, started to hit me as it was happening. So the whole conversation that they have at the beginning of the first Avengers movie, and then what happens is they say that the Tesseract is a doorway in space, and therefore something on the other side could come through as well. And then, of course, as soon as they say that, that's what happens. Loki, because of the Tesseract, it activates, a portal in space opens, and he's there. How? With everything we know now, knowing how the Infinity Stones work, to an extent, how was Thanos or his forces, or even just Loki himself, able to access the Tesseract's power from across space when we also know that that isn't how it works. There is no, like, other Tesseract or other thing connected to it. The Tesseract, like the cube itself, is literally just a housing unit for the Space Stone. And that is it. So how did Loki get there? Because their whole two-sided doorway thing doesn't really work. And so one, there's that of like, how did they even use it in the first place? But then two, my question is, if their whole thing is that they needed the Tesseract, they needed to physically have it in order to use it. Once again, one, how they use it in the first place, but two, if they were able to access it from across the galaxy, or again, like wherever the fuck they were, then why did they need to go there to get it? Maybe it has something to do with Captain Marvel, that she did something that activated the Tesseract. If it was something that major, we would have seen it. Again, obviously not like at that point, because they weren't doing anything with Captain Marvel at that point, but like, we didn't see anything like that in the Captain Marvel movie. We haven't seen that. We haven't seen it or heard it explained in any other movie. Here's the only thing I can think of. Here's the only thing I can think of as a possible explanation that was also kind of given within the movie. So later on in the movie, after the scene in Germany, after Loki gets beaten and caught, though intentionally, by Cap and Iron Man, as they're flying back, that's when Thor appears, lands on the Quinjet and then takes Loki away, right? It's the will of the stones to get together. So maybe I'll get back to the point I was talking about, but we have also seen that the stones do have some form of will. Maybe not sentience, but they do have a some sort of, like I said, will of their own. Like the Force. So anyways, here's the only possible explanation. So in the private conversation between Thor and Loki, so this is post Thor 1 but before Thor 2. And at the end of Thor 1, Loki had destroyed the Bifrost. He had destroyed their way of interplanetary travel. And Loki has a line where he says, the Allfather must have used a lot of the dark magic to get you here without the Bifrost. Because that is the thing, is like, we know the Bifrost, as far as we're concerned at this point in the MCU, the Bifrost has been destroyed. Thor does not have a way of leaving Asgard, and yet there he is. So Loki insinuates that they used this like forbidden dark magic that must have some sort of cost to get Thor to Earth to retrieve Loki, right? So, given that Loki is an established magician, witch or wizard, whatever. Like he's a magic user in the MCU, so we know that. He knows about the dark magic. And Loki, especially at this point, does not seem like a character who would give a single shit about using it. So, given that we know, with that example, that dark magic can be used to send an individual across space, maybe that's what he did. Maybe it was, Loki, wherever he was, with the Chitauri army and Thanos and all that sort of stuff, said, okay, I need to get to Earth. How am I going to do that? I need to get to Earth to get the Tesseract. How am I going to do that? And then uses that, dark magic to teleport himself to Earth near the Tesseract. And since the Tesseract itself is a space manipulating object, he basically tunneled through the Space Stone and came out the other side. That is literally the only logic I can think of that works. And there are other ways into or out of Asgard. At this point, Loki sometimes was a witch with a... Okay, buddy. Okay. I'll assume it's because you're tired. But yeah, Loki wouldn't give a shit about using dark magic. And we also see that, so it must be something like that, right? Because later on in the movie, when they do establish that portal that the Chitauri army comes through, they just pass through the portal, no difference, no whatever, a little shaky, because of shifting in gravity or whatever, but that's it, right? There's nothing else. Yet, look at the beginning of the movie. Loki is very sweaty and clearly exhausted just from appearing, and we know that isn't a factor of the Space Stone. But we also know he's not under the influence of the Mind Stone, because his eyes aren't blue, like everybody else's is. Everybody else does, when they're under the effects, do have, some dark circles under their eyes and kind of a sweaty sheen, which he did as well, but he didn't have the eyes to indicate that he was being influenced by the Mind Stone. So again, it could be that, he had used his magic to get there. They just also never blatantly say that. And don't even, give you an insinuation for it. Here's how you fix this big fucking problem. Really easily. When him and Thor are having that conversation where he says, the Allfather must have used a lot of dark magic to get you here without the Bifrost, all he had to say was something along the lines of, like I did. That's it. That would have clarified everything. And who knows, maybe it's in a deleted or an extended scene or some shit like that. But the fact that it isn't in there, and as far as I'm aware, isn't clearly explained anywhere, just makes it really confusing. Here's what I'll do, though. I'm going to go to an MCU specific Wikipedia, and I'm gonna go to their page for the first Avengers movie and see what the description for it says. And again, I'm not using this as a leading authority on, what actually happened. This is obviously just some random person typing it, but... Alright, plot. After being exiled from the Nine Realms following his actions in Asgard, Loki wanders the periphery of outer space before coming into contact with the Other, the servant of a mysterious warlord. The Other, by the way, is the reason for the title of today's stream. He's that entity that speaks during the Avengers and has that like extra thumb. But you know what? Fuck that guy. Anyways, before coming into contact with the Other, the servant of a mysterious warlord, the Other makes a deal with Loki. In exchange for recovering the Tesseract, a powerful energy source being studied by S.H.I.E.L.D. on Earth, his master promises to give Loki command over the Chitauri, a warmongering race of cyborgs, so that he may conquer humanity. Seeing this as a chance for greatness, Loki accepts. On Earth, Selvig is researching the Tesseract. The Tesseract has recently begun emitting strange quantities of energy on its own accord, prompting the facility to be evacuated. Before any necessary precautions can be made, the Tesseract activates, opening a portal from which Loki appears. Announcing his intention to conquer Earth, Loki steals the Tesseract. He uses the scepter given to him by the Other to enslave the minds of Selvig, Barenbook. Okay, so I guess you could also say at this point, like, even Loki doesn't know what the Tesseract is. Like, again, like, because at this point in the MCU, we just know that the Tesseract is a powerful energy source. That's it. We have no knowledge of the fact that it's the containment unit for the Space Stone. So I guess there's that, because my other thing that I kind of thought of was like, okay, if his entire point was to just get the Tesseract for Thanos, he does that literally in the first 5 minutes of the movie. Why wouldn't he go there, grab the Tesseract, and then just go back? Because at that point, at least, so by the end of the Avengers, Thanos is actually out 2 stones when he could have had 2. Within a 5-minute journey. You know, so again, maybe, you know, like a lot of things could be said about, you know, maybe he and everybody else didn't know that that's where the stones were, but I don't know. I'm sure everything that I'm quote unquote complaining about has an answer, has an explanation. But it isn't explicitly stated anywhere, so. What about the Tesseract? Does it say when we learn what it is? Tesseract, also called the Cube, was a crystalline cube-shaped containment vessel for the Space Stone, one of the 6 Infinity Stones. It's used by various ancient civilizations before coming into Asgardian hands, kept inside Odin's vault. Eventually it was brought to Earth and left in Tonsberg, where it was guarded by devout Asgardian worshippers. It remained in S.H.I.E.L.D.'s possession until 2012, when it was stolen by Loki, who used the Tesseract to open a wormhole and allow the Chitauri to invade New York City. Following the battle in New York, the Tesseract was acquired by Thor, who brought it back to him to Asgard. After using the Tesseract to repair the Rainbow Bridge, Odin tasked Heimdall, the realm's gatekeeper, with the task of protecting the Tesseract. However, after Loki usurped the throne and disguised himself as Odin, he charged Heimdall with treason, forcing the gatekeeper to flee. Blah, 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 blah. During the destruction of Asgard, Loki noticed the Tesseract and took it for himself before the vault, along with the planet, were destroyed. Thanos later acquired the Tesseract and crushed it to unveil the Space Stone within, and then inserted the stone into his Infinity Gauntlet. Okay, so here's the thing. Here's the thing. We as the audience, and therefore I'm guessing almost everybody in the MCU, did not know that that's what the Tesseract was. We didn't know until Infinity War that it was... all it was, like, how it got its power was from the Space Stone inside of it. Okay. That explains all the other decisions made before that. But it still doesn't explain Thanos' decisions. And also doesn't explain how he knew / found out. Because if he knew from the beginning that the Tesseract housed the Space Stone, then that invalidates the fact that we didn't know, because he did, and therefore shouldn't have made any of these stupid decisions. Or he didn't know either, but then how did he find out? Because there was no way to know that that's what the Tesseract was before he fucking crushed it. And again, it could just be one of those things that, like, well, it happened off screen. It's like, okay, but then you have to verbally say that with dialogue somewhere, and they didn't do that either. Again, it's been a moment since I watched all of this. Maybe there was a line somewhere. Maybe they say it at the very beginning of Infinity War. The Collector, maybe? Maybe if it weren't for the fact that Thanos didn't go to the Collector until after that. So, like, we see him show up at the end of Thor Ragnarok / the beginning of Infinity War, already in possession of the Power Stone. So we know that he went to Xandar, destroyed their forces, and got the Power Stone. He then went to what is now the remains of Asgard, the ship where everybody was, to get the Space Stone. Then he goes to Nowhere, where he knows the Collector has the Reality Stone. And there you go. Again, not to say I guess he couldn't have gone there before, but, like, I don't see that happening. Grandmaster? Again, that's a big doubt, because the Grandmaster's been pretty exclusively on Sakaar for, as he says, like, millions of years, like millions plural. So again, what I think their excuse is that Thanos did not make... So in Infinity War is his big power move, right? Of, like, he now knows where all of them are, likely speaking, and is going after all of them. Again, he goes right to Xandar, he goes right to Asgard, he goes right to Nowhere, and then he goes right to Earth. Where he, at the very least, knows the Mind Stone is. And then, of course, by that point, he also has the Time Stone. So whether he knew about the Time Stone or not is kind of in the air, but at this point, he didn't need to. Doctor Strange came to him. Actually, no, of course, he did know about it because of his underlings' fight with them. So that was Thanos' thing, right? He was building up his forces until he could for sure sweep it, right? Like, he didn't want any doubts or any possibilities that something could be strong enough to stand in his way. Again, undercutting or simply not knowing about the Avengers and or the amount of enhanced individuals that were going to be in his way. But, you know, he was waiting until he knew where every single one of them was, and there were basically no other options. Like, there wasn't anyone else to do it, and so, as he said at the end of Age of Ultron, he's just going to do it himself. I think Thanos knows his way around the universe. Someone or some story will say that the Tesseract has a space stone. Yeah, again, I'll have to look. Thanos crushes and destroys. Having located. Okay, yeah. So here it just says that he located it because it's like, so previous little sections during Ragnarok when Loki was about to resurrect Surtur in order to defeat Hela, he decides to take the Tesseract before also taking the crown of Surtur. And then, like, next section where it says destroyed by Thanos, it just says having located the Tesseract on the Statesman, which was the name of the ship, Thanos and the Black Order traveled with the Sanctuary 2 and attacked the ship. They killed half of the Asgardian survivors and captured Thor and Loki. Thanos tortured Thor with the Power Stone in order to make Loki give him the Tesseract. Loki acceded to his demands, though he managed to stall long enough for Hulk to ambush Thanos, but Hulk was swiftly defeated. Afterward, Ebony Maw retrieved the Tesseract and presented it to Thanos, who proceeded to effortlessly crush the Tesseract in his hands and place the Space Stone in his Infinity Gauntlet. So yeah, like, it again, there is no explanation. It's just, yep, he found out that that's where it was. Might have had the collector years before to all Infinity Stones as someone I was just interested in stories. True, and by that point, it would have been on Asgard for years, for at least, because again, it was brought to Asgard by Thor and Loki in 2012, and Infinity War is 2018 or 2019. So yeah, he had a good 6 to 7 years of time to figure it out. To hear of the fact that, well, yeah, he would have known because, like, because of the Avengers. As in, like, the movie, like, basically because of, like, the events that unfolded there. It's actually really not hard to think of and say that. So, like, he knows, like, he sent Loki there to get the Tesseract. Loki in some way succeeds because the Chitauri army went through, and then some tiny man comes through and destroys the entire army. And then Loki gets captured. And they have the Tesseract. So, but he also knows that Loki and Thor got back to Asgard. So it's pretty easy to assume that he just figured that the Tesseract was probably on Asgard, seeing as Thor and Loki were the last ones to use it. And also, you know, they fixed their Bifrost, so, you know, which again, in and of itself is a space-based feat. He did know about the orb as well, obviously, because I'm pretty sure the mercenaries that Star-Lord meets in the opening of Guardians Volume 1 were also there to steal it on behalf of Ronan, who was also doing it on behalf of Thanos. like I said, there's still some things that are kind of like, okay. But there's also a decent amount of things that I'm like, okay, yeah, I can see, I can understand that. All right, guys. So all of that MCU shit out of the way. It was on my mind and I needed to vent about it. So he probably knows about the other casings too. Okay, so again, that's fair enough. Like I'm fine with that. I'm fine with Thanos just knowing that the Tesseract was the housing for the Space Stone all along. If that's what you want to say, then fine. But then that doesn't... I think it was... So, and this was the other thing I said, like, to my friends group, because this was a whole conversation that we were having in our private Discord. So, one of the things I kind of said at the end of the conversation is, the only excuse I can give for this entire thing is Thanos' own ego / hubris. Because, like, so okay. Yes, it was a pretty big gamble to send Loki to Earth with an Infinity Stone, to retrieve an Infinity Stone, but then also give him the freedom to use it to conquer Earth and get his own revenge. Because what I see in Thanos' mind is, I'll send him to do it, he'll do the work for me, and essentially as payment for that, I'll let this petty little thing get his revenge. He'll get his revenge, he'll take over Earth, and then I'll just go there and, you know, either betray Loki or just take the Tesseract for myself. I don't think he banked on Loki fucking losing. And I think his hesitation to go to Earth was basically just based on that fact of, like, okay, Earth is apparently defended by something that is strong enough to take on Loki, who had an Infinity Stone, who had 2 Infinity Stones, as well as the entire Chitauri army. Maybe I should hold off on invading that until I have some Infinity Stones of my own, or a larger force. Okay, it makes sense. All right. Well, let's, on that note, get into some content for today. Question for you, because I can only play for about 45 minutes. So, I have a question for you, Dubs, seeing as you are the one here. I have 2 ideas for something for something for us to play, and I'll leave it up to you which one you would rather see, because I am perfectly fine playing either of these games. We can either play some more Civ 6, Sid Meier's Civilization 6, or, since the stream the other day last week did pretty well, I can play some more Killer Instinct. However, not the Super Nintendo version that we played the other day, the new Killer Instinct. Although I say new, I think it came out in like 2016, 2017 already. But we can play some Killer Instinct. I will say I have a slight preference, but I am also fine playing both, and I am more just going on what the audience would like to watch. So, Civ 6 or updated, it's like the new version of Killer Instinct. Still looking for those goddamn chess pieces. No, not The Sims 6. Yeah, I have I have access to a game that's not even out yet. Civilization 6. Civ 6. I'll be honest though, I kind of want to play Killer Instinct. I'd be okay if you wanted Civ 6, but kind of have a preference to just play a little bit of Killer Instinct. Again, if you really don't want to watch that and would just prefer a game of Civ, then we'll do that. You know, it is my stream, but I am entertaining you guys. So if you are not entertained, then what's the fucking point? God, what would you guys do? What would you do if I just ripped my fucking jaw off right on stream? I'd be banned immediately, first of all. And then I also wouldn't have the lower part of my face. And that's not fun. Oh, he did? I thought someone was here. Oh, that was Squooze, I think. Okay. We'll play a little bit of Civilization. I've got my bi-weekly D&D game to play tonight. Should I repost the tongue twister from yesterday or a new one? Let's get a new one going, huh, buddy? Let's get a new one. The other one was a little difficult. I'm not confident enough to try that one out yet. Alright, I know the game isn't up yet. Also, I need to fix this a little bit. That's too big. Man, these things are squeaky.
What about this one? 333 Reiteritten 333 Mal das große Runde Rastenburger Rathaus.
I mean, I guess. All right. Yeah, it seemed to do okay with that one. Let's see how the TTS does, or how the Google Translate does, though.
333 Reiter ritten 333 Mal das große runde Rastenburger Rathaus.
Wow. Nothing to do with the translation. Just as Civ is pulling up, apparently so I've got it on Steam, but when I open it on Steam, it runs the 2K launcher, which has to remain open while the game is running. So fucking stupid. All right, let's hear this again.
333 Reiter ritten 333 Mal das große runde Rastenburger Rathaus.
333 riders rode 333 times around a large round Rastenburg town hall. Forgot that makes a noise. And every single time I load up the game, I have to go back into the options to ensure that the audio from the game doesn't play while I'm not on the screen, even though every time I go to that option, that box is ticked. Which is stupid. Actually, you know what? Dubs, I'm real sorry. We just straight up don't have time for a game of Civ. Because I'm thinking about it, and like by the time I got into it and got going, we'd only be playing it for like maybe 30 minutes to half an hour. Or 20 minutes to 30 minutes. 20 minutes to half an hour. God damn. And that just isn't enough time for that game. But it is for a couple rounds of Killer Instinct. That's okay. Okay, well, good. Alright, let's get this figured out first.
333 333 Reiter ritten 300.
I'm going to do this very slowly. This is not going to be a solid first attempt, I don't think. 333 Reiter ritten 333 mal in das große runde Rastenburg Rathaus. How do you guys say the TH?
333 Reiter ritten 333 Mal das große runde Rastenburger Rathaus.
Okay, so it's just a T. 300 oh jeez. 333 Reiter ritten 303. Jeez. Let me start that over again. Okay. 300. I don't know why this word's messing me up so much. It's just a number. 333 Reiter ritten 333 Mal in das große runde Rastenburg Rathaus. How was that? I know I kind of stumbled through it, but I think I did okay. That was good. Yay! 2 thumbs up for Sirius. I did okay. I did good. 333 Reiter ritten 333 Mal in das große runde Rastenburg Rathaus. How was that? That was a little quicker. I'm starting to get my pronunciations, I think, a little better. Alright. I need to get this set up. I finally found my mini USB cord. You want to know where it was? Right in this top drawer. Not even hidden. Not even pushed to the back. It was just fucking in there. Thanks for the emote. I'm hoping that means I did well. All right. Let's get to here. Let's get the game up and running. I was running. Whoa. Screen was freaking out for a moment. Oh, okay. I think it's going to launch in full screen mode, so I'll need to change it to windowed mode first. Oh, I can't move my mouse over here. Okay. There was that. I think I do need to connect my DS4 to. Oh, nope, okay. I'm so sorry you're not seeing any of this. Okay, hold on. Okay, there we go. There we go. Here we are. Oh, do I have to buy some of those other fighters? Yeah, I never got the... Oh, it's just for that. Okay. Well, never mind. All right. Why? Where are the options? Oh. Left trigger? Audio. Okay. Because the music in this game fucking rocks. Yeah, we're just gonna... Hold on. I'm not gonna do a story mode. We'll just play a little bit. Oh, before that though, let me change the stream category real quick. All right, there we go. Where's my boy? There's my boy. So there's the actual default costume. Since this was a game made in modern times, you can customize your fighters with like different outfits and colors and accessories and things like that. But you know what? I'm gonna go retro because I still, while I do like, for the most part, his more modern design. Nothing beats the classic. Oh, and the retro colors. We're just gonna stick with the basic ones though. Okay, his name was Eagle. Random. Doesn't matter. Stage doesn't matter neither. Oh good, we're fighting a Battletoad. You guys are Battletoads? I don't remember if Cinder's moveset is the same in this game as it is in the original, but I guess we'll find that out together, huh? Quack. That's not the sound toads make, buddy. I appreciate the effort, though. Wow. Jesus, I haven't hit this guy once. For fuck's sake. Every time. Jesus, there. Well, maybe it was only one combo, but it was a phenomenal combo. Okay, it doesn't work. Hold on. Trailblazer. Okay, so now it's forward, back. Instead of just forward, forward. I already forgot. And a kick. Okay, so it's also not punch anymore. I mean, I know I've lost this one. But it was good practice, at least. Oh, okay.
These cameos are killing me.
Don't you give me that, oh, just don't you tell me. Didn't mean to do that, but I'm fine with it. That's it. I need to practice. I need to practice a few things. Yeah, don't give me that shit that what even animal was I fucking talking about? I don't even remember. Oh, the toad, of course. You can't tell me that quack is what sound a toad makes in German. Shut up. Is there not like a practice? Ah. And actually, because of yesterday, I'm gonna beat the shit out of Glacius, because he's the one that gave me the hardest time. Oh, it's back forward. Alright, I'm getting it. That's what it is. I'm getting back into it. How much did that do, though? I want to change the... Oh, here we go. Regen health, no. Shadow meter, infinite. Okay, so I don't remember how to activate those. Okay, it is L1. I would say so. I mean, how do your roosters make again? Well, we call it a, if you mean the noise they, like, make in the morning, we mean crow. A rooster crows in the morning. Ultra is down and back. Wonder if I could just do it any time. Nope. Well, for us toads quacking. I'm just telling you, your language is wrong. Alright, I think I'm okay. What time is it? Okay, yeah, we're good. And roosters crawhin'. Or say, I knew about that one. Kikariki! I did know about that one. I can't remember what it's from, but I do remember that. Ooh, Eagle. That is Thunder's brother. That went missing during the first Killer Instinct tournament. Beastly combo. Did he do any damage to me?
That was too much fun! Supreme victory!
I must have, because I didn't get it perfect, but... Wow. Maybe we pick a different character, huh? Be a little nicer. Hey, no, he isn't Cinder's brother, he's Thunder's brother. As Cinder, I can do whatever. How about we go with the blue? Who are we fighting? We're fighting Thunder. This is his alternate costume, though I will say I really like his default one a lot better.
I would not want to be you today. Ready. Fight.
Fuck yeah. Dude, I was thinking that same thing too. It's just like he was really just walking towards me with some revenge in his face. Okay, okay. I want to real quick after this. I'm going to because I think the game has a so very similar to Mortal Kombat. Killer Instinct also has a basically like a finishing move, like they have fatalities, except it's called the Ultra Combo. And while in the original it was basically just a series of like very quick hits and then you finish them off, I really like in this version they make it more musical, and I'll show you what I mean by that. Oh. But can you... Okay, we'll just get in there and try. Let me actually look it up real quick. Oh, that's Fulgore and his retro costume as well.
I would not want to be you today. Fight.
You say you can practice ultras in practice mode. If you ever want to practice long ultras, ultra ending finishers, and instant ultras do this. Go to practice mode, set health to 20%, and life/shadow meter/instinct to recover. Ultimate practicing ultras. I didn't know you could set health. Oh. 20%, no regen, refill. Okay. And then it's down 2 back and a kick, or all 3? Hold on, I need the things pulled up. Practice options, attack data, I need that on. Nope, not that. That's not what I need on. Turn that off. Oh, input display. Okay. Here we go. Okay, so kind of a problem with that as well. So, obviously, that is Cinder's Ultra Combo. However, there's not really any music playing, so it didn't do what it will usually do. Okay. Well, that's poopy. Alright. Now that I know how to do that. actually. What I mean, theme. Okay. Alright, so now that I know how to do it. Let me attempt to show you what I mean. Oh, fuck, I'm fighting Spinal. He's such a bitch in this game. But he looks so goddamn cool, right? Watch his little animated squid shield.
I would not want to be you today.
Hi, Screws.
So come on down to Jimmy's Fantasy Wonder Fudge Mart. Home of the best fudge. The tiniest fudge. The sweetest fudge. The densest fudge. It's the fudgiest. Jimmy makes the fudgiest fudge that's ever been made. Beating the previous record, also held by Jimmy. So come on down to Jimmy's Fantasy Wonder Fudge Mart.
Y'all are weird. Oh, shoot. I forgot. Hold on a second. I forgot to tell Mana something. Also, the only reason I paused is because I was about to do something in which you guys needed to hear, and I didn't want Quoton's stupid fudge TTS talking over it. Be right back. Hey, sweetie. All right. All right, here we go. Here we go. Yeah. I'll actually call it stupid again. I don't make a choice as long as next time. Yeah, okay, fair enough, fair enough. Let me go and actually, because you guys couldn't really hear the music there. I'm gonna try turning it up a little bit. Lift trigger is such a weird button to hit for options. Why not just have options be a selection on the menu? Why you gotta teabag the bots? Our robot overlords will not be pleased. Oh, you want to see me teabag a bot? Oh, there's classic? Of course I'll have the classic announcer. Are you kidding me? I'll show you fighting a robot. Let's go with the purple boy. Ooh, that actually looks pretty badass. A lot of these do, actually. Oh, that's awesome. But we'll just go with the new classic, I suppose. Yeah, you talk about fighting robot overlords? Let's fight a robot overlord, huh?
I would not want to be you today.
Hey, I got an achievement. I don't think that showed up on stream. I thought Mon was there. Here we go. There we go. You doing better than last time you played? Yeah, I'm a lot better at this game than I am the original. Did I get a perfect on that? I don't think I did. Oh, we don't have time. I'm gonna do one more, and then unfortunately I gotta go, which sucks because now is when people are showing up. We'll do one with the original costume. Ooh. Oh, it's locked. Unfortunate. Be the Battletoad? I'll fight the Battletoad. I'll do that. Let's actually do, because we haven't played there yet. I'm gonna do Cinder's stage. Tomorrow's gonna be High Laugh You Lose, guys. So that'll be a great one to be at. I'm really looking forward to it. They're always a ton of fun. And that's Mana will be there for that. Fuck yeah. Oh, god damn it. I didn't get the ultra off.
That was too much fun! Supreme victory!
Yeah. Oh, okay. Well, whatever that meant. Alrighty, folks. That, unfortunately, is gonna do it for today. I did kind of want to... I'm not done. I want to keep streaming. But, unfortunately, I have to get dinner ready, and then in half an hour, I've got my Tuesday D&D game, so... but like I said, tomorrow is going to be High Laugh You Lose with Mana. Thursday, I believe, is going to be our next episode for Stray. And then Friday, for the moment, doesn't have anything planned, so I might jump back into Killer Instinct for that. Raid. Yes, I will raid. I will absolutely do that. Let me... I need to exit the game first, though. Nope, not store. Don't go to the store. Need you to exit, please. Thank you very much. Yeah, sorry a couple of you guys jumped in literally as the game was as stream was ending. Everyone seems to enjoy the Killer Instinct days, though. Which I'm happy about, because it's... I have no idea if you guys saw that, too. I don't know if anything just happened for you guys. My entire display had to reset itself, so... no idea if that showed it for you guys at all. But yeah, Killer Instinct, like, it is a ton of fun. But it also means a lot to me personally. I was so excited when they announced the new version of it back when it came out, because I like, if you guys were there for that other stream, if you remember my title for the stream and everything, that was the original Killer Instinct was my first video game ever. Christmas, it was either Christmas or my birthday when I was 4 years old. I got a bundle that was the Super Nintendo console and a copy of Killer Instinct, along with the soundtrack for Killer Instinct. So that was a ton of fun. Okay, the other Sirius is on right now. So I'll probably send you guys to him again. He was super appreciative of it on Twitter. He gave me a little shout out, and that was super cool of him. So we're gonna do it again. Raid channel. Raid Shadow Legends. Please give me money, and I will absolutely shill your product out for money. Because whatever. I don't care. All right, guys. That'll be it for today. I love you guys. We'll see y'all tomorrow for High Laugh You Lose. Okay, goodbye.